Hello. Hi. Alright, I bought my Hyperesia Adrian, and bye Adrian too. Hold on. Hello. I'm in 3D again. I look a little dopey. I could have done a little better on some aspects. I mean, I'm eating a little bit. I should have. Hi, Carcancella. Hi, Belle. How was the hangover? I didn't have a hangover. I don't know. Every day I wake up is kind of like a hangover because I'm terrible at getting to sleep, but you know, it happens. The world goes on. There's my leg going off to wherever. Do I hear tea? No, you hear the sound of me eating cottage cheese out of a tiny bowl. Is your hair more yellow than normal? I took a lot of creative liberties, so maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Mm. There's a little bit of a shader going on, I think. Man, I like how terrible this is at figuring out where my legs are. Where's Mayoshi the hat? It's locked in prison because I couldn't find a matching hat. Hello, Tethra. But I've already had a fulfilling day. I had a job interview like an hour ago and I totally messed it up. Spilled my spaghetti. Utterly. They asked me like, "Oh, when's the last time you work?" I said, "Oh, I did it some years ago back when I was in high school." She goes, "What have you been doing up till then? You in school or?" And, oog! Ow! I don't know. I'm a loser. What do I say? Hire me, please. She goes, "Why do you want to work here?" I say, "I want a job." I panicked. You could have said you were exploring content creation. I get that for terrible entry level jobs, they probably want someone who's a little bit of a moron, but is being into content creation maybe a little bit too much? What inspired you to seek employment with us? Money? It's honestly not really money. Money's not really a concern. I guess I want to feel a little bit more fulfilled. Because, you know, everyone has a job or something. Wow. Money is always a concern? Yeah, it's a concern, but I kind of want to have something to do. Cottage cheese is good for you, probably. Mm. Have you considered volunteering? I have, but there's just not that much needed in a local area. Enjoy the Calvali? Indeed I did. Indeed I did. And also I liked the stupid NTR art, even if it was misinformation. I don't understand NTR at all, though. Do they imagine themselves as the person doing the NTRing, or is it just like self-loathing? Also, a lot of volunteering is only for kids. I think like, haha, I want to save the animals, and they're like, okay, we offer a variety of opportunities for, you know, middle schoolers, elementary schoolers, high schoolers. Some even imagine themselves as the girl. Is that not the same as imagining yourself as the guy, or I don't know. I'm scooching closer. Sorry about all the noise. I just muted. What is it taking the audio from? What is it taking the Hello? That was wow. What was it taking the audio from? What was it taking the audio from? Well, whatever. You heard me sniffle at you. Gross. Sorry. Little bit embarrassed of that, but whatever. Speaking of 30s, Belle, what's it like to be old? I'm not that old. I'm not that old. If it makes things different, I'm basically if you miss out on all of the things that should be going on in your life, is that basically not maturing at all? Am I basically a teenager still? Oog, 16-year-old girl. I'm not old though. I'm college age. I don't know when college age ends though. So I guess you'll always be college aged because you can always go to college. Would Harvard take like a 65-year-old man or something though? Hi, Battle. College age ends when you are finished with college. Am I not college aged if I'm not in college? Does that mess up? Am I stupid? Of course I'm stupid. I didn't go to college. I feel like a teenager, said every middle-aged person. Most middle-aged people have done things like have boyfriends by now, though. You know, boyfriends and romance. College cheese! I'm going to college to get more knowledge. It's me, the girls. Yeah, us, that's close enough, right? That's the best I can do. Probably. Not that much shame in it, honestly. Well, if you need help in that department of getting a boyfriend, I don't want to. I don't want to. I only feel bad for missing out on the landmarks or whatever. But you've had many girlfriends before, haven't you? Just your mom. You should take a community college class so that when they ask of your highest level of education on a job application, you can say some college. Most of them, don't most of them still require a diploma? Maybe you don't know this, but I dropped out of high school. I'm a loser. I'm a loser. Oog. Yeah, I'm a huge loser, and I have no experience whatsoever, and I'm not viable for most jobs. I wonder why McDonald's isn't scrambling to take advantage of me or something. Right? What is it? Did it switch my microphone? What is it recording? Where is it drawing? Hmm? Is it just lying when when it says muted? Or what is wrong with it? Eh? Does it, what the hell? Do you happen to have a VR headset connected? No, that thing has been wasting away. Ever since I set up that ASMR microphone, it's been doing this. I don't know why. Everything is disabled. What is your issue? Yeah, VR something like that. Microphones? Where do I even find microphones? I'm a loser now, but I used to stream regularly. I remember. Most of you probably remember too. It's still doing that. Is it doing something weird? Like, what is the issue with you? The official AG controller is just lying to me because it says the audio has cut out. What's your issue? Maybe. Yep, is that. Is a huge. Oh my god. Why is this so loud? I'm sorry, hold on. What? What? Why was it so loud? Oh my. Why was it so loud? Is it okay now? How terrible is it? It's like it's raining. Ah, God! I hate tech issues. I hate tech issues. Oog. A bit quiet now. And that's my worst. So, let me show you what it was doing prior. I was having troubles because it's doing this thing where for some reason it only wants to be on What is that, your left side? Why? Why? How do I even fix that? That's so stupid. It doesn't have another input right now. What's your issue? But if I look up advice online, like, what's the issue? Oh, just change it to mono, you know, it'll work. Why is it so much quieter now? Like, why? Why did it become quieter? Why did it become quieter? I'm going to kill someone. I'm going to do something in a public space. When my technology should work the way it's supposed to. Other noise, the filter you're using possibly? I'm only using a noise gate. That is the only filter I'm using. If I... I can switch to input mix, I suppose. How terrible does that sound? You swapped over from one ear to the other just now? Huh? Ah? Ooh? God. I hate everything. Chronic hater. Hater till I die. I'm turning the noise gate back on. Or, I don't know. I just feel bad when you hear my stupid room sounds. The one that you said was input mix is what worked good? Alright, I just heard Bob. Bob was the one who said it sounds way worse now. And so, I don't know, all of you get hit over the head with hammers. I think everyone should go... Ooh. I think I should curl up on the ground and cry. I can hear you breathing. Ew! Ew, so gross. Okay, but if you cry, do it into the 3D. Oh, creep! Creep! It's fine. I'm a creep too. I'm a weirdo. My keychain. Wait, is crying ASMR, I think? No, but I mean, you want to hear your Oshi cry, probably, right? Like oog. It's kind of oog, maybe? Sorry about that. It's gotta be loud. Hello. Did you talk about it last stream why you decided to return to 3D? I forgot. I'm probably not doing this permanently. I'm just doing this cause... Well, if I'm just going to be talking and not doing anything, it's a little boring to just be 2D. I can do things like, oh, it's not doing it right. That's the wrong leg. I really need to work on my setup. It's been ages. Hair color seems different from the drunk stream. Yeah, I revised the model a little bit. I didn't actually do much to the hair color though. Might be the different shader I'm using. But can you see my tongue? I retextured that. And also, I think the bones on the hair are a little different. I'm not sure they're better though. Please don't put your leg behind your head. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It's been so long since anyone wanted to see any flexibility from me. Hold on. Give me a moment. I'm going to try to do something. Maybe if maybe if I wear less. Give me a moment. Ta-da! It doesn't keep track of it that well. I've also been practicing my splits, but I don't know if I could do it that well in bed. Not that much space. On account of... Where did I laugh? Where did I put my up? I hope I'm not just rolling it over. Don't break your spine for content, Bell. Oh! Oh! I always... Give me a moment. It stops tracking when I do that. I got a 5-stream streak. I am a fan of Baleaga. And I've done my weekly stream. And hopefully there'll be more. I hope I don't need to be drunk now. The vodka, it calls to me. I'm getting Jumanji'd. But hold on. If I can... Leg out. I look like a bug. I look like a weird bug. But you know, oog legs. I feel like legs are kind of fun to see, right? Maybe with better maybe with better quality tracking, but you know. Smell over legs. If you can smell me through the screen, I think it's a bit of a case of projection. I think you should go shower. Can you ragdoll like a Gmod model? Maybe? I feel like I'd get really embarrassed about it. I got an... Can't see it. I got an Allen wrench. I've had it under my pillow for various reasons last week or... How did you even get on that one time? Did you actually spin? I think if you do something that's really bad tracking, You can do something similar to that. Wait, let me... How flexible am I? It's been a very, very long time since I've done anything. Oh, God. Oh. I hope I haven't become a tortoise in terms of flexibility. R R. R R. This isn't supposed to be a yoga stream, no. I have poor self-control. Since when did Belle do fan service? Just wait till I do my horse impressions. I saw the Family Guy death pose for a second. What was that? I think I vaguely... That's Isles. I can do that. I gotta send. You see it? I can't see my... Oh, dang it! Okay. I'm just laying down now and but I can also rotate my arm a few times around. I've shown it on like a hand cam before, but not. It doesn't translate that well. Even jump rope, maybe I could turn around a few times. I haven't seen a hand cam on Lucky. Last time I did it was last year. I mean, I had several months where I went into darkness. So, ooh, ow. This calls for a hand cam stream today. No, I think that suddenly reconfiguring all my cameras is a very dangerous way to stream. That's my thoughts. What even was the last time? Was the plushie the last time? I was thinking more along the lines of like the Legos, or that time I embroidered an elephant onto my sleeve. My little brother saw that very recently, actually, for the first time. I remember because I was making fun of him or something. And he goes, well, you have an ugly bird on your sleeve. And I go, what? And I have to slowly smooth out the wrinkles on my sleeve and go, it's an elephant. It's an elephant. And of course he goes, why did you embroider an elephant on your sleeve? And I don't have a response to that. This is an incredible noise by the well. I think I'm going to die of shame if I watch that. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Oog. Up close. Elephants are fascinating creatures. Feel gross. Wasn't even feeling malice anymore, just confusion. Wait till he sees all the snowmen I've embroidered on my pillows. I've had to... let this woman join phase the way she phases in and out of existence. Let this woman join an established streaming company the way she doesn't consistently stream for anything. Woohoo! Hey phase, I can be your car girl. It worked for Good had literally 1 million subscribers prior though. Or I don't know about 1 million subscribers, but multiple consistent 100 viewership and multiple multi-million view videos. You do embroidery by hand? Yep. I have a sewing machine technically, but it's buried under the CRT because I use it as a desk. Under my beloved CRT monitor that does not work for anything. I still love you, Compact 7550. I found it in the basement. It's broken? No, it's just not very compatible with modern devices. It works sometimes. Other times it does not. There's millions of us if you count my Chinese bot farm. I'm going to get banned, and you will be at fault, and I will never come back. And that's your problem, my friend. Thank you. Oh, you need a VGA adapter or something? Yes, I do. No, yes, I do have one. I have it all set up. I'm all swag. And cool. Gotta say, your 3D model really accentuates your girl failureness compared to your exquisite 2D model. Sometimes I feel like I put it to shame a little bit. You know, my appearance. I'm a loser. Chronic style. I'm the chronic style loser. I fantasized about finding a cheap digital embroidery sewing machine at Goodwill or something, using it for patches. There's that one, PK Patchworks or something. He did a set of patches for Senna and I bought him. I think he does that sort of thing. Like, art directly to embroidery machine. Don't worry, 2D Belle also exudes failure. I still think about how I'm pretty sure Lumi liked my art because she mistook me for her. I kind of look like homeless Lumi. Gopnik style loser in that Adidas. This was just the only tracksuit they had. You know, all the hot older ladies wear it in manga and stuff. You know, all the hot older ladies. You were. Is that because I said something embarrassing about hot older ladies? I'm sorry. Oog. Do you have a Lumi impression? Oh my god, chat. Chat. She always goes, chat. Chat. I don't really know. I don't watch her that much. I don't watch her that much. Hey, if you're slapping me, how strong is your squat game? It's a little hard to do on bed. I didn't say I'm Slaviumi, Lumi. I said I'm homeless Lumi. I like Lumi's singing. She's trained in all sorts of things, and she's good at appealing to people. And she's like, heels up Western side. No, I do. Screw you. You are assuming things based on you. I'm going to beat you with an Allen wrench. Except I won't because it'll be very loud. And I pity you. Can't you do a flip in 3D? If I want to knock over everything in my room, yes. Mods, remove your designation of Slaviumi. You are a mod! You've got a mod badge. I gave it to you to make fun of you at some point. I don't remember anymore. What size, Allen wrench? 1/2, 3/8. I don't know my fractions. This is a big one. I don't know. It's got a screwdriver on the end of it for some reason. I can screw things in with the end of it for some reason. Mods rearrange Mr. Sazarak's anatomy. You're a mod. You're a mod. Why are both of you mods? I'm unmodding you. Is Cella still modded? He didn't get out of it, did he? Having all these moderators in chat is terrible. Doing flips in 3D is a path to VTuber success. I have one example. Billion, to be entirely fair, Billion had very, very good connections in VR chat. And she went around like, oh, I got this model for free. There's no barrier of entry to being a VTuber. But, she also started with like a $5,000 setup. With full tracking. I think she's also really, really dedicated to the algorithm. That's what most successful streamers are. Nothing wrong with that. I don't understand though. It sounds entirely exhausting. Billion is an exception, but she does put out a lot of content and is consistent. No, I'm not saying like, oh, it should be me. I don't have $5,000 worth of setup. No, she's built different. I'm built different. I would die if I had to be her. The full tracking was just a leftover from being a VR chat ERPer. Yeah, but that doesn't really change that much. I've known people who have been very, very dedicated to the grind, and all I can think is, oh my god, I think I would die. Belle, why do you have a GG emote? I think it, comes default or something, or it's like a hype thing. I don't know. What was the reason for your rebranding, if you don't mind? I got into Nexus, and I got a free model. And I thought, like, oh, well, free live 2D model, whatever. I'll use it. I feel bad that it won't get used otherwise. The Nexus, the Nexus. I didn't actually experience, like, any of it, so I can't tell you all of the crazy behind-the-scenes drama or anything, or, like... All I know is that, I got in, and then it collapsed. You know. You know, I would have been, I didn't even get to meet anyone, but I would have been in the last generation, I guess. There were, two that, whatever, disappeared into the ether. One was all pre-made models, the other one was custom made. The one before me was the custom made. What happened to Nexus? Did it collapse? I guess there's just a lot of problems with exclusively streaming on some random app. I thought, like, it'd be passable or whatever. I thought eventually they would pivot away from the app because, for example, Hololive actually debuted on some obscure apps nobody even knows about anymore. Niji Sanji did the same thing. I thought, like, oh, you know what, maybe this could actually be a real Western Niji Sanji rather than whatever Niji Sanji EN is doing. You know, maybe this could work out. It didn't. It didn't. Jump on Eurium. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not really interested in mobile streaming at all. I'm mostly just interested in being told what to do, I suppose. I'm a very hopeless person. The CEO started the company entirely to prop up some random app where the only viewers were VTuber obsessed weirdos and literal children drawn in by TikTok ads. The thing is, it was actually backed up by, I think a Cap or something. It's been a while since I've brushed up on my VTuber lore. You know, the original CEO of Prism Project. So, you know, it didn't seem that crazy. You know, all of the girls in Prism Project have a crazy view of that guy. They think that guy is all sorts of respectable. It just didn't go right, I suppose. I don't know. You can say whatever about Prism Project, but it didn't implode or anything. It didn't really explode in the way most VTuber companies do. It was more just, got quietly shuttered. Actually, I looked extensively into the CEO of Nexus prior. Like, he had pretty bad operational security. You know, I had never heard his real name, and I found it on online and whatnot. Found out all his business backgrounds and whatnot. I thought like, oh, whatever. You can find. I don't know if you still can, but you could see all of the funders for Nexus on I don't even remember the business site. Oh no, Bell Stalker. I got employed by a shifty guy, okay? I should be allowed to look into that. I was really paranoid following Nexus because I kept thinking like, oh, they're watching me. They're watching me. Oog! Ah! I think Belle is toned down on stalking in modern times. To be fair, I have not met a person since. Oog. I still, I don't really engage online at all, to be honest. Because it's not good for your health, you know? I completely shifted away from that. Like, honestly, the moment I end stream, I basically just kind of sink back into the depths. And maybe sometimes I engage with people on Twitter. Or check my emails, but I have no idea what's going on most of the time. Really, at all. And I don't know if that's a good thing, but I feel okay, I guess. Normal, I feel normal style. Girl goes back into her cryo sleep chamber. It's good for you. It's good for you. Disconnect. If you did do a Nexus debut, Rixie probably would have reached out. I wanted to meet nice people like that, you know? I joined because there were like some crazy cute girls in there. And I was thinking, oh, whoa. And you know, creepy. I'm the creep. I'm the normal creep. It's a good thing because then when you're totally clueless on stream, lots of chatters will try to info dump to you. Is that a good thing? I guess you could say something about engagement or easy conversational topics. I feel like it's a little harder for me because what do I talk about? My feelings? My emotional state? Do I talk about how I found as many mirrors as I can and I covered my wall entirely in mirrors for some reason? I don't know why I did that. I can look into the mirrors. Have you tried contacting the remaining Nexus girls? Technically you were part. I know a good amount of them. I know, like, everyone I was supposed to debut with, I guess. And I can't say that we really know each other, but I don't have bad relationships with them. There are some people I don't know. Some people I was supposed to debut with that I did not meet at all. Because those people just disappeared into the wherever. I don't know where they are. How many spots are on the ceiling? You mean mold? Nothing. There's still the giant hole in my ceiling, but it's not. It's only cold because of the AC. Hi, Slow Rat. How's it going? Normal style. I talked a little bit about the company I got into. I don't know, I'm terminally online, but I'm not on the usual social media. I don't know, I'm just kind of happy. I don't know if I'm happy because I feel like you shouldn't be happy with a life where you don't go outside much and you don't talk to anyone and you don't engage with all that much. I feel very content though. Like, I look back on the rest of my life and I think, like, dang, that sucked. This is pretty sweet. And then I go talk to my extended family or whatever, and they're like, when are you gonna get a job? When are you gonna get a boyfriend? I don't know. I don't know. Wait, what? You got a job? No, no, last year. The reason for my rebrand, I got into a corpo and then it collapsed and then I got a free model. The whole Nexus class thing was wacko. They tried to debut so many tubas so fast it's hard to keep up with them. They filled a whole playing card deck with them. Do you know that I'm in that? I'm in the playing card deck. You can look, there's a rendering issue on the eyes. Because they didn't export it properly. But you know, how do I say? I'm very content just like sitting around the house and doing chores. If I actually had any desire to connect with people, I'd probably be a crazy housewife or something. But everything about it sounds a little rough. I'd rather help out like my dad or something. Do people really watch Shuba first for designs? I read some comments excited for Bucket Hat Girl. I don't know, you get hyped to Hololive design reveals or something. You know, you saw all sorts of people go like, oh, Shiori, goth woman, oh. And then she just ended up being kind of silly. You gotta like their personality first and foremost, but I guess you probably, if you were that kind of freak, you probably could just mute the stream and watch. You know, like boob physics, like keys jingling in front of your face. If I had money, I'd support your career as a girl failure. I'm a train on my dad, but I don't really need money. Money doesn't motivate me at all, honestly. I imagine it would if I became homeless or something. But, you know, I remember back when I still talked to my mom and whatnot, she would be like, oh, okay, I'll pay you $20 to watch my dogs. And I go, well, I don't want to watch your dogs. And it turned out all of her plans were hinging on me agreeing to watch her dogs for $20 or whatever. And then she got really mad at me for ruining her plans. If I don't want to do the work, I don't need the money. That's my thought process. And you know, if it's work that has to be done, I don't really need the money either. Well, normal style. You should be caring about money before you become homeless. I should. It's not like I don't ever feel bad for who I am. I just don't feel that much most of the time. Most of the time it's just like, oh, well, I did the dishes. Life is great. Yeah, I think I'm going to go lay down in bed for a bit. And then maybe I'll play with the rats. You know, I feel kind of like a little animal. Like I just ate berries or something and then I'm going to take a nap. Yeah, I know how to budget and things. That sort of stuff was drilled into me as a child. So, I don't really cost that much. Half of what I eat is ramen. You're maybe not neurotypical or statistical average. Well, I know that. I got diagnosed with autism when I was 3. Or 4. I don't really remember. I wasn't old enough to remember, but that's what my mom told me. Waves pumice in the air here, blah blah blah. I ate some pumice when I was drunk. And the day after I took a bite and it tasted like vodka. I just live as I want to, you know? I'm not necessarily opposed to the idea of contributing to society, but I don't really see society as something worth contributing to right now. It's like, everyone tells you like, oh, you're just gonna leech off society and whatnot and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'll get a job, I suppose. And then nobody wants me? Nobody wants me and everyone's gonna be mean to me. And they're gonna be like, oh, why don't you talk to people in public? But people in public don't want to be talked to, you know? If I so much as say, like, thank you for someone holding the door open, they don't respond. Everyone's got earbuds in. Have you ever applied for NeetBox or other programs? Like unemployment? No. Because I don't need it. I don't really... It's probably fine for people to have unemployment or whatever, but I don't personally desire free money. Don't know. Society. We live in a society. Sounds like you need a change of scenery. Maybe. I live in a pretty lame place, but... It's just all my life. It's just all this stuff about how... You know, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you're gonna be terrible, you're gonna be a leech on society, you're gonna be a loser, you're gonna be a janitor or whatever. And all I think about is, like... I'm waiting for life to make it worth it, you know? I'm waiting for, like, okay, you do all this work. You throw yourself through the ringer. You give up pretty much everything that makes yourself you. And then what? Hi Roger, you look distinctly German today. Aren't most Germans not blonde? I thought the whole deal was like... I don't really want to talk about that sort of stuff, but the whole deal was it was some weird ideal that some guys had in their head, rather than the actual German people. I don't imagine there's not blonde people, but I thought it was like an anime. You always see Americans depicted as blue-eyed and blonde, but most people aren't blue-eyed and blonde. Hmm. You work so that you can buy VTuber merchandise until you can't look in any direction in your room without seeing your Yoshi. But here's the thing. I buy VTuber merchandise. They charge me crazy amounts for shipping for no reason. They add an extra fee on that, and there's no reason for the fee. It's just like some mysterious government fee. What do they do with the money? I don't know. They pocket it. And then it takes a bajillion years to ship, despite the fact that I had to pay pretty much double the price of the object. Right? I can do that, or I can, like, live in a normal room. What, you don't love paying $40 for an acrylic stand? I... It's just... No, I don't. I don't. What I want is... Honestly, I don't even feel that much desire to decorate my room. There's nice things. I like to have nice things, but I don't feel the need to have all sorts of things. And there's this... Everything is limited time only because they want you to feel worried about missing out, right? They want you to think like, oh no, if I don't buy now, I'll never have another cheap piece of plastic. Right? It's just like that. But to be fair, most VTuber companies, they only run at limited time because otherwise they'd go bankrupt. Thankfully, I am immune to FOMO. It's not like I never think like, oh, well that would be nice to have. I think constructively about it. There was that one song in Project Diva, the one anti-consumerism song. I think like, do I really need that? And then I go on with my day. I have 16 acrylic stands on the shelf in my display case that has acrylic stands on it. I don't have a display case. I have some figurines. They just go places. Bubiki usually sits in front of me. I mean, you still have the Sana plushie, right? I do like the Sana plushie. But to be fair, that was the very last Sana merchandise that they're going to make, and it's a plushie, you know? It's cute. It was something actually designed by Sana, too. You know? I think her birthday merchandise was, too. But I can't afford it. Your rats ever look at your merch suspiciously? I don't really... My rats don't have free roam of my room. Sometimes I bring them in to hang out on my bed. And Gregor really, really wants to get up on my desk, but he can't. The one consumerism I might fall for is I do like getting things for others, like my rats. I worry like, oh, are my rats bored? You know, it must be hard living life as a rat. You know, maybe they might want a new bed. Can you show a picture of your rat, Saul Gregor? Let me see. I think I have some on my hard drive on a more general scale. Here you go. Hold on, I think I might actually have a higher res image. Give me. I'm just funny with it, I'm sorry. Wow, really high res. It's the same image, I just always compress it for fun. I couldn't tell you why, I just think it's fun. You know, you have Frank there looking a little British dentistry, and then you have Gregor. You love nuked memes? No, I don't like Like when you make the colors all jacked up. I think at that point it starts just getting ugly. I just like when it's really compressed. But Frank and Greg are short for Gregor Samsa and Frankenstein's monster. I think it's really funny when someone uploads like a comic page or something and they ask a question about it, but the comic is too low res to read. It's great. This image is a little old. Since then, they've absolutely destroyed that little hut they're laying in. It's pretty much collapsed into itself. And all I can think is like, geez, guys, you know, that stuff costs money. That stuff is not cheap. I give them plenty of cardboard, but all they want is fabric. Oh, there's been a really good rap milestone recently. I let Gregor out of the cage sometimes. There's little doggy stairs I found, and he'll walk down them and whatnot when he wants to. But Frank was always too scared of them, so I just let him be. He started going up and down the stairs recently. He figured it out. He became less scared of it. I'm happy. These names, I like to imagine they're like divorced dads. Like, you know, they go fishing on the lake and they drink beer or something. Consider just giving them fabric instead? Well, fabric costs more money than cardboard. Rat Mpreg soon? I think your death should come soon. I think we should crucify you. Christ style. I think that's what we should do, my friend. Frank and Gregor haven't seen their kids in years. The alimony payments are killing them. I don't know how common that, like, hasn't seen their kids in years thing actually is. I don't know. I lived with my dad post-divorce. Two rats be worrying about their ex-wives and complaining about having to pay child support for 37 kids. Wait until you hear about ocean sunfish. Did you know ocean sunfish can lay like 1 million eggs? Ocean sunfish complaining about their B word of an ex-wife having to pay child support for 1 million kids. Are they good parents? I think they're, I believe it's really poorly documented. Wait, how many of those eggs survived? Probably not that many. Ocean sunfish are very sturdy animals though. And you also have to think about how big the ocean is. If there's like 1 million ocean sunfish and they all live in the Pacific Ocean or something, that's still like not that much sunfish over the span of whatever. You know, the ocean is like a bajillion miles wide and tall. And the other thing, like long, like longitude, latitude, whatever, depth. I think we should find as I think we should breed the sunfish so that we'll have like platforms to walk across the ocean with. Are they the ones that survive by being incredibly unappetizing? Kinda. They're not very fun to eat. You can eat them. They're very durable though. They're very cartilagey, and they'll survive even if you take a huge bite out of them. Did you know that although most sharks give live birth, some of them still have eggs anyway? It's just that they eat the eggs while they're still inside. Those are the really big ones, right? It can be all sorts of different ones. I think the frilled shark is that sort, because it's got eggs inside. So, like, if there were a harpy girl and she lays unfertilized eggs, what would be the ethics of eating it? Could she eat it? Could you eat it? I want to know. Would it be weird or if your harpy wife doesn't cook you her unfertilized eggs for breakfast, does she really love you? I'd eat them. I don't think it's not. I don't think it would taste bad or anything, because you know chicken eggs taste fine. I think it's more. You think a harpy wife would let you eat them? Do you think it would be too strange? Is it cannibalism if she eats them? I don't know. My grandma keeps chickens and she feeds them their own eggs. There's a Monster Girl series with a chapter about that. It was called Ishizoku Reviewers. I have read all of Ishizoku Reviewers multiple times. Anyway, that chapter covered a wide variety of egg-laying species. You're okay with eating a person but the eggs are too much? It's more... I'm asking from your perspective. I suppose in a way it's like a husband drinking his wife's milk. Would you find that weird? But if the wife has milk, it's for a baby, right? Unless the baby died. In that case, it's kind of sad for a different reason. So either you're stealing from the baby or, you know, your baby is dead. Well, if you were a harpy, would you let people eat? Probably not. Probably not. I think maybe I wouldn't mind like eating it with girls. I think it would have to be. I think it would be too embarrassing to let a guy do that. I think it would be like, ooh, creep, creep. There's usually extra milk and the milk starts while the baby is still gestating? Well, yeah, but the milk should still be for babies, probably. You know, when you donate milk, it goes to babies, probably. If some guy buys your donated milk, that's creepy then, right? But would you be the creep for trying to feed girls your eggs? I don't think it's that bad. I think it's fun. But would you drink a centaur cow wife's milk? Okay, but that's questionable. But cows also only lactate when pregnant. When they have a baby, actually. People don't realize that. Cows actually need to be impregnated. I learned that from a dirty manga though. Blizzard employees, man. Humans can lactate whenever, but the cow thing is sadly true. Wait, humans really can lactate whenever? Dang. I can't believe Belle is Sindulcore. Listen, if everyone online is going to post images of something, and then if you ask for context, they're gonna go like, oh, you don't want to know the horrors, and then you read it and it's just like about a girl falling into drugs and homelessness. You know, Belle, what girl would you even feed eggs? Your mom? I don't know. But people are so... It's a messed up manga, just like any other one. I think the only part I don't like at all, the part I just think like, oh, well this is stupid, you know? The part with her dad. All I think is like, that just sounds awful. This sounds awful for the sake of being awful. And I knew it was, but now it's just not rooted in reality at all. Her dad, what does that mean? Well... Oh, you don't want to know. Oh, the horrors. In Emergence or Metamorphosis or whatever. Her dad starts doing her. So it's, I don't understand why it happens. I haven't read it in a while, so I'm going off memory mostly. Girl decides to like go through an image change moving into high school, so she starts wearing makeup and gets a fashionable haircut or whatever, and then a guy hits on her and she immediately goes with that guy who's some random guy off the street, scumbag. He gets her hooked on drugs, starts pimping her out. And then eventually, I don't even remember why, her dad starts doing her. Her boyfriend leaves or whatever, and her mom goes like, oh, you harlot, get out of my house. I can't believe you did that with your dad. Never mind the part where the dad was, you know, screwing his high school age daughter. Whatever, who cares? She becomes homeless. She sleeps with a bunch of homeless guys. She does more drugs. And then she gets pregnant, sleeps with more homeless guys. Then she dies in a bathroom. And then of course there's an alternate ending where Josuke Joestar comes by and revives her, and she lives happily. The dad was like blackmailing her to be able to stay at home, I thought. I don't even remember! It was just so stupid. You mean the canon ending? That's the canon ending, by the way. I think that it sucks when canon information has to be gotten from Twitter or whatever. And she and the baby died murdered by schoolgirls that stole the money. Ah, right. You know, a lot of it is perfectly believable. It's just the part where the dad... That's the part I just... That's the part I just don't think had any place in it whatsoever, you know? I can even believe the mom doing that, because, you know, some moms are bad moms. But it's just the dad thing came out of nowhere and was comically evil. You gotta add some unrealistic things to balance it. I don't know, it was already a story about... a high school girl who gets hooked on drugs and falls into homelessness and lives a terrible life. I think immersion break might have helped some people cope. You mean more bad things happening to her help people cope? I don't know. It is actual literal misery porn. Probably happened before, sadly. No, I don't doubt that there's scumbag dads out there. It came out of nowhere. She's like, oh, I don't have friends, but I have a great relationship with my family and I love my parents. And then, like both of her parents end up evil. Whatever. She's a very naive girl. She gets taken advantage of very, very much. I don't really earnestly believe that her dad was some creep all along. But also, half of all manga screenshots I find online turn out to be hentai. It's like, oh, this looks like a fun art style, the dialogue is silly. And then I look up and it's like an edited hentai panel. They don't even say that. Whatever. I know a few people super book smart, but their common sense is frighteningly poor. That's not what I said, though. If you get exposed to bad things, you'll probably be a little smarter than that. A lot of people are naive because they've been protected from the evils of the world. It's not a story you're meant to analyze with your brain. Well, I'm sorry that I'm sorry I'm not enjoying dirty manga in the same way you are, creep. I am actually critically reading this stuff like it's high literature. But still, overexposure to bad things will lead to a jaded view of the world? I mean, yeah, but I feel like if her parents had been bad before, she could have... I don't know. Who's the Shakespeare of the anime manga world? I don't know, Gesundheit. Probably whoever time stripper Reika. Gesundheit. It was Gesundheit. But that's not really the... He makes really, really trashy stuff. So... He had this absolutely crazy, like, 800-page one. And I read it because, of course, like, what kind of maniac do you have to be to make... like, hundreds of pages of one porn story? And it actually was a crazy story. With a really crazy setting. The guy is very clearly very into the way that I forget his name. The Dragon Ball guy. I don't actually like Dragon Ball. He's very clearly into the way that Dragon Ball guy draws technology, because the whole world and setting of Momohime is very reminiscent of it. Momohime is a story. It's a readaptation of Momotaro in like a post-apocalyptic world in which Oni have taken over the world, and especially a very special girl has to destroy them all. And of course it's porn. It's not really a matter of Like, I don't go into it looking for porn. I go on manga sites, and the manga sites include porn too. You know? That was hentai. Legit read it like normal manga. I mean, there was lots and lots of very, very raunchy porn. I feel like it's... The guy writes such bizarre porn and it loops back around to not being very sexy at all. It makes it kind of fascinating though. It ends on a really, really tragic note, by the way. For some reason. Bell, you are not helping your Fujo Gooner allegations. I am neither a Fujo nor a Gooner because I don't read anything with, you know, boy on boy action. Period. I don't read it whether it's porn or whether it's not porn. I just don't have any interest in that. And I'm not a Gooner because I just read it normal style. I just read it. Rose an ultra rare type of degenerate. I'm just strange with it, okay? I don't know. Nobody ever believes me, but I am just strange with it. Yeah, I'm very nitpicky about plot in manga, so I don't just read like anything. I mean, I have read a lot of slop. But if it's extensive slop, if it just keeps going on, I drop it. You know? I mean, there's literally thousands, if not close to millions, of manga that it's just like, oh no, there's a guy and a girl in this house here. What are they going to do? How would you rate Rental Girlfriend out of 2? The guy is very dedicated. The guy is very dedicated. Which is your favorite isekai slop? I have to think. I know I've read a lot. Oh wait, if it counts, the author of I Love You as a Friend wrote this recently released this manga in which a 30-year-old loser lady reincarnates goes back in time to her high school body. And using her now more matured reasoning and understanding of people, everyone loves her. It's kind of comical. Are you gonna keep reading the new Jujutsu Kaisen? I haven't read it at all, honestly. The moment they were like, oh, well, it's all about supernatural stuff, but obviously we're gonna pivot to aliens. Like supernatural, traditional supernatural stuff. What's the name of the series? I gotta remember! I'll just go on Manga Deck, say something. A lame wish fulfillment thing? Like that? It sounds really lame, but the execution is actually pretty fun. Are you watching anything that's currently airing? I'm going to be watching the Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, probably. I don't watch that much TV, honestly. I like being able to read at my pace. And if there's a manga option, I generally go with the manga over the anime because there's gonna be a lot lost with translation unless it's a really crazy studio, in which case, you know, like, give me that slave labor animation, baby. There's aliens now? Yes, Jujutsu Kaisen has aliens now. Is I Love You as a Friend the one about a cute feral ADHD monkey girl and her stoic friend? Her stoic friend that she's trying to hit on really bad. That one got axed, and I'm still always going to be mad about that. Did Studio Trigger write the story? Of the manga I sent? No. Of Jujutsu Kaisen? Also no. What else am I talking about? I Love You as a Friend? I feel like the mangaka does kind of have Studio Trigger like taste though. They have a really fascinating style. Both artistically and, you know, story writing wise. It was a joke. Studio Trigger loves making aliens the bad guys. I've seen a few Studio Triggers, but I would not say I've seen all, even close to all of them. It's been a long time. Aliens weren't the bad guys in Little Witch Academia, and I'm pretty sure they weren't the bad guys in Kill la Kill. But I watched Kill la Kill many years ago. I still like Mako Man Kantok though. Kiru la Kiru. Ugh. Cringe. I like to watch original anime, but they just don't hardly make original series at all anymore. Almost everything is an adaptation. You're doing the Hollywood reboot thing, but with anime. Actually, aliens were the bad guys in Kill la Kill? Okay, I haven't watched it in a very long time. It's kind of a fever dream after the first half. Like, I don't know, they keep stripping in unique ways. Spanish. Kill la Kill is Spanish for kill the kill. I don't think the title means anything despite being catchy. It kind of saved Cyberpunk. People really like Cyberpunk. I still haven't watched it though. All I remember was that really obnoxious Rebecca debate. Well, Yaga, I'm done with work and going home. See you later. See ya, Kirkin. I think the last thing I watched that was an adaptation of a light novel or manga was Metallic Rouge. I've never heard of it. Never at all. It wasn't an adaptation. I think a long time ago, I watched Brand New Animal, which wasn't that good. Brand New Animal was pretty stupid. Studio Trigger makes pretty good animation. I think they're pretty rough with plots though. Like, they'll make a crazy setting and very, very haphazardly tape it together. It's so easy to poke holes in with. Brand New Animal was also aliens? And not animal? Ugh. Ugh. Figure can't be trusted to go to space? What about the Space Police Ludoco or whatever? I don't remember. I don't watch anime by studio at all. I mean, I'm vaguely aware of the studios because I think it's good to know, but I don't religiously follow any studios. I think it's fun to know because you can you can compare their styles. Like, studio, I call it, the one that made that Tsunibyo anime and the one that also made Hyoka and Free. Was it Free? I don't know. Half of their anime is in the same style. There's that thing where, like, Madoka and Idamari sketch look the same. There's that thing with, K-On! And that one, I want to say Parade is in the title or whatever. I don't remember. All of that looks the same. I think it's kind of funny when it looks the same for some reason. I used to follow Studio 3 HD, but they got bought up by a larger studio. They made Flip Flappers that had a lot of cute girls in it. Flip Flappers, they were being a little weird with that Yuri, but you know, whatever. It's technically a magical girl anime, so I watched a bit of it, but I didn't get all the way through it. There was, Studio Orange! I had pretty high expectations after Land of the Lustrous, but everything else they made sucked. What do you mean you're not gonna give Land of the Lustrous another season, but you're going to make 3 seasons of Beastars? Go to hell! What do you mean you're going to make a notoriously bad remake of Trigun? What else have they made? More Trigun and more Beastars. I don't get the appeal of Beastars at all. They don't even look like good furries. They're terrible looking furries. The Beastars author made some manga about Santa. Yeah, it's called Sanda. And it is the stupidest thing ever. And I look into more that mangaka has written, and it's like, oh, she made one about ghosts or something. I'll read it. And you want to know what it's about? It's about a sexually unfulfilled housewife finding sexual fulfillment in a grotesque ghost watching her do it. What? Why? What is wrong with that lady? Something's wrong with her. Hold on, what would you call good furries then? I don't know. I don't like any furries, frankly. Except like calico critters, I guess. Those things are kind of cute. But Beastars is just particularly ugly with it. Grotesque like an ugly bastard or grotesque like a literal monster. It's partially skinned. You can see the muscle. That's what's grotesque. Your father made Baki, please understand. Is this what they call generational trauma? What's wrong with them? Also, honestly, Sanda is probably one of the only things I wouldn't want Yuri in. I didn't particularly like the Yuri in it. It felt kind of stupid. She talks a bit about it on her author's notes, and her dad was kind of insane. I mean, I think he's still alive. You gotta be kind of insane to make Baki. What else is Haru Itagaki? I think she's making another furry one right now. Actually, this time it's like humans and furries. Baki is so funny, you should read it, but you don't like yaoi. Is there actually any yaoi in Baki? I thought it was one of those things like JoJo, where it's very, very technically not gay. But it's very hard to not... to not... Like, it's not gay, but it definitely is, you know? Too manly for regular audiences? That's one way you can say it. I mean, even Fight Club had women doing it in it. Doesn't he do a chapter every 4 years where the antagonist threatens to rape whoever's the newly elected US president? I think it's so funny when real life political figures are in manga for some reason. Like you watch something from over a decade ago or something and it's Obama jump scare. Splendid. Wonderful. Why is Beastars a shonen? It's a shonen? Do any boys want that? I feel, can you group it into such a category at all? Like, gendered? My friend liked Beastars, but he's a furry. I think people are just eager to see furry anime, I guess. And it's annoying because it's the one thing weebs will overlook CGI animation in. You try showing Komodo Friends to someone, and they'll be like, oh, well this is terrible, and it's ugly. It's like, you have no heart, and I will never speak to you again. Shonen and shoujo refer more to the magazine of mangas published in regardless of the manga's content, usually. I think that's kind of weird. But I guess Japan has a much more thriving comic market. But the average weeb is really obnoxious with it. You know, you'll look for what people thought about Land of the Lustrous or whatever, and people will be like, oh, well, I don't like how rotoscoped it is. Do you know what rotoscoped means? Are you stupid? Ah! Moron! I say, screaming alone to myself in my empty room. You don't understand the true essence of anime. Kimono Friends is soulful and anyone who thinks otherwise has no soul. This is my terrible take. Honestly, I don't think season 2 was that bad. I remember Fuumoko going on stream and saying like, oh, they were doing that thing where they pretend that season 2 doesn't exist. I don't think it was that bad. I liked plenty of things about season 2. I liked the variety of animals they showed. I liked what they were doing with Passenger Pigeon. I don't like that they booted the original writer, of course. But I don't think it was that bad. I think it was just mid. I didn't like Kyuriden though. That was pretty lame. Did Fuumoko rage bait you? Maybe I got a little rage baited. I don't get rage baited often, I just... I don't think it was that bad. I don't think it was that bad. I think I will go. I think I will go lay down. Kuni's anime was very well done 3D CG with highly energetic camera work, which is extremely unusual in anime as a medium. It was great. The way they accomplished making it feel so great is it was actually, a lot of it was 2D, 3D fusion. In the sense that they would do things like draw the expressions onto the models if they wanted more precise expressions. Or, you know, close-up shots where they're interacting with each other might be drawn. But Belle, if you stream for only 45 more minutes, you could braid into Miss Very Tiny Tail. I like her. I want to... I'd... away, maybe. I'm having a heart attack or something. I got suddenly anxious. I'm going to go. Bye-bye. Thank you.